The Colorado Avalanche make sure our Thanksgiving Day is enjoyable and win their 10th straight game with a 6-0 win over the San Jose Sharks. What can stop this team? Let's talk about it on a new episode of Locked On Avalanche coming at you.
You're Locked On Avalanche, your daily podcast on the Colorado Avalanche. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Locked On Avalanche, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for tuning in, making this your first listen of the day. That is always appreciated. And for making the Locked On Podcast Network the number one podcast network in the nation. Always appreciated. If you want to get in on the conversation, join our subtext. Link is in the show notes below. You chat with Zach and I one-on-one. Get your opinion, everything Avalanche related, and share it on this very podcast, which we will hear from them when they chime in on the 6-0 win. We're going to get to, stats and sound checks later. A sound check that has never been done before. I'm going to leave it at that. You have no idea what it is. So we'll get to that a little bit later, but I assure you it's the first time that I'm ever going to do this.
I can't wait. I'm kind of jealous of everybody at YouTube that can skip to the end, hear your sound check, then go back and listen to the whole thing again, because I want to know.
It's a good one. Let's dive in, man. 6-0. And this thing really was broken open in the second period. But you could tell the Avs wanted to get, even though they got 4 points on that weekend back-to-back, you could tell they wanted to kind of eliminate that play and, how it came a little bit more difficult. And games are going to come difficult. It's a long season. But we even got some questions when we did some mailbag stuff about, are the Avs sliding a little bit after those weekend games? And all of that is just gone. Nope. Yep. Even though you won those games, this game was just, we're just going to take control again and just remind everybody how dominant we are.
Well, and I think there's a small piece of this that is San Jose is still an up-and-coming team. They're not an established good team yet. They're still in that rebuild. Not trying to take away from them or say anything else, but this is kind of a reminder that you don't just flip the switch and immediately go to top of the standings, best team in the league. But a lot of credit to the Avalanche, who played an absolutely phenomenal game. Basically dominated from start to finish. The second period was a little bit less domination, as they did get outshot 18-11, but
a lot of penalties too. Like they were doing too many,
but you still scored 3 goals and didn't allow any in the second period. So even if they got more shots, you played a better game overall. And I know we'll get to Blackwood in the second segment, so we'll stick around for that, but what a game from him too.
Yep.
I also was really impressed with the fourth line. I thought they had a very good game tonight.
Yeah, totally agree. You had the Ross Colton goal early, and that whole first period was just maybe one of their best periods so far this season. And I think that was just them wanting to establish the tone of this game. So it was good to get that Colton goal, and then they were everywhere. They were winning every puck battle against the boards. It was like a team forechecking extravaganza that they were doing. Like they were on San Jose everywhere, getting in puck lanes, like blocking shots. The passing was spectacular.
Wonderful.
Passing, unbelievable. Like everything was just on the tape. Boom, boom. Like they were just a team that was so dialed in that first period, and San Jose just had no answer for it. Nothing. And it was 2-0. You got that second goal from Nathan MacKinnon, who just that was on a power play. That was the one power play goal, 1 for 4 on the power play. Right before that goal that he scored on the power play, he had a couple shots that he missed Like one like missed the net, and I don't know if somebody blocked one, but he had a couple really good opportunities closer range to score on that power play. And then puck, I think, went out of bounds into the netting, so they dropped for a face-off, and it was almost like a frustration slap shot that he took, and it went right in. To me I was laughing. I was like, that you could tell he was so mad he didn't get a goal on those golden opportunities. So I'm just going to take it out on this puck and good luck. Oh, it was so good. So good.
And it was a really well played shot too. Like,
yeah,
I agree. It seemed like it was in anger. That shot was traveling a million miles an hour. It felt like, I mean, I still don't think
it's great,
but yeah, just an absolute wicked missile of a shot, and it was a beautifully placed one too. So yeah, MacKinnon does that. The Avs finally score on the power play. Power play again only converts 1 for 4, but 25% isn't horrible.
I'll take 25%.
And it looked dangerous through that entire game. Even the last power play where I'm like, they're just going to kind of sit on this and burn some clock out. They still had good looks and good shots. So, and the second line looked really good, or second power play unit looked good too.
They did. Yeah. They got some more opportunities for sure. It wasn't the first unit out there for 75% of it. And, you get the second line kind of just cleaning up the scraps. They went out there for a good amount of time. So, and, I thought they did well too. I totally agree with that. I thought Sam Malinski had a really good game, which he just continues to. He just has an underrated shot.
It's so good.
There's just certain things that you like watching in an athlete. How Cale Makar skates, how Martin Necas skates. For some reason, like, I don't do this with a lot of guys, but when Sam Malinski shoots the puck, it just has a different feel to it than other guys. Like, Nathan MacKinnon has the aggressive shot that we were just talking about. Like, he's angry at the puck every time he's swinging at it. But there's something about Sam Malinski's shot that's just so, I don't want to say it's like effortless. It's not, but it comes across that way. And it's like a Ken Griffey Jr. swing. It's just so sweet to look at.
Who else has a shot that can just like rip it from the blue line, make it look effortless and yet still fly 80 miles an hour at the net? Cale Makar.
Burns. Oh, Cale Makar, yeah. Burns has a funny shot too.
He does too. He winds it up a little bit though. Like, he'll get a wind up on it sometimes, but he does. He can rip a shot off pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I don't think he makes it look as much like effortless as Cale does, and even as Malinski does. I like Burns' shot. I just don't think it's quite that like just smooth. Like,
it's
there's
sneaky.
no hiccup in it. Yeah.
Right. You just don't expect him to shoot it, and he does. And Makar's is silky smooth too. So I mean, everything that guy does is just on another level. So totally.
And especially the wrist. Like, Cale can wind up for a one-timer and rip that puck pretty hard that way. But when he takes a wrist shot, man, he can launch that puck.
Yeah.
Malinski's doing the same thing. And it's been great to watch. Burns was actually another one I was going to bring up, as I really liked his game this evening too. I thought he's not laying hits, but my goodness, he plays physical for a 41-year-old. When he threw
another guy down, didn't he?
Reeves.
It was Reeves too. That's right. Love that.
And Reeves is not a small or easy to throw down guy. No. So that was definitely enjoyable to see too. I'm really liking Brent Burns' game. He's got such a long reach. He's defensively smart, and he's more than willing to let folks know, I am 6'12".
Yeah.
At least that's what it looks like.
Like I was saying, the first period was just complete domination. The second period was a little bit sloppy towards, like, they got the 5 goals and then kind of hit like cruise control, which is fine. You kind of expect that, but they got into the penalty box a number of times. I think it was 3 times in the second period. But it was, I don't know if it was just, hey, we got this game in hand, and I don't mind so much. Just gonna be rolling lines, not necessarily taking the foot off the gas, but just going through the basics. I don't have a problem with that, but I do have a problem with like all the penalties, because you get a team that is sound in their power play, they can jump right back into this game. And remember what the Avs did in that game against New Jersey in Colorado. They were up 5-0 in that one, and in the blink of an eye, the Devils turned it around. The Devils are a good team, so you don't want to see the Avs doing that against. And I'm not saying the Sharks are a bad team, just a team that could make you pay for all of these penalties that you are committing. So you want to clean stuff like that up. And they weren't like egregious penalties; they were penalties.
They were.
You just don't want to see that when you're up 5-0. Just go out, do your shift, get off.
The two, tripping calls? I think they both ended up being like both legitimate trips. Both had the sticks in the skates of the opponent. Both of them. You can probably control that, or at least you'd like to see them try to control that a little bit better. I feel like both, though, were almost, because one was against Devon Toews, if I'm not mistaken, and the other one was against Kiviranta.
Yes.
And I feel like both of those, they had the opportunity to spring both guys coming out of the box and just couldn't quite get the puck there.
Yeah.
And I thought that was, I'm like, the same opportunity twice in a row.
Especially the Toews one.
Toews was so close.
I don't know. I didn't see, like, the camera really didn't catch up with the pass. So I don't know what happened, why that didn't connect, but he was free sailing.
Yep.
And for a guy that needs a goal, that would have been perfect. That would have been perfect. But
would have been.
All right, let's get a break in here and we come back. Yeah, the 6-0 win gives the Avs their third straight shutout. Two of them by Mackenzie Blackwood. So let's talk about his performance. And of course, we got stats, sound checks, and subtext people all to come as well. We'll do all of that next. Let's hear from FanDuel. The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. So even if you miss out on the start of the game or want to ride a hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. Keeps every game exciting, especially when your team is making that late push. And the Nuggets, we said they're not playing Thanksgiving Day.
Nope.
But the day after?
I believe so. I don't remember what they said, but I will tell you, Bruce Brown was at this Avalanche game.
I saw yeah.
Brucey B, part of the Nuggets championship game, and this guy is Colorado through and through. So excited to be back in Colorado and playing with the Nuggets. So I feel like after watching this performance from the Avs, he's going to fire up that team. I'd take that $5 bet and put it on the Nuggets.
Okay. You heard it here. Zach is telling you the $5 bet for new customers. If you win that bet, you get $300 in bonus bets. So head over to FanDuel.com, sign up, and play your game with FanDuel. It's the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, so Mackenzie Blackwood gets his second straight shutout. I don't know if you caught that graphic that Altitude put up at the end, right at the end of the game, where this is the second time that they've gone three straight games with a shutout. The only other time it happened was all done by Patrick Waugh.
Because of course it was.
Yeah, we don't need no stinking backup when it comes to Patrick Waugh. So we'll see if they can go for 4 in a row. That would be... It's just another thing that this team is just so good at. And now that we've been saying this, like, hey, if Mackenzie Blackwood can get, the ball going and, and then you have still the outlier is the power play. But if you can get him in the mix, is this team going to be able to be beaten? And it's 2 games in a row where it seems like he's back into the mix.
So you say they're going for 4, and obviously they are. I put out, and I fully stand by this, the Michael Jordan meme of, and I took that personally. And with everybody talking about Minnesota's goaltenders right now, I feel like the Avs, the Lumberyard just went, and we took that personally and went out there to go back-to-back-to-back shutouts. if they can go into Minnesota and do it for a 4th game in a row, that silences it at least temporarily.
Yeah.
But that would be
And
absolutely huge.
And this was not easy for him. Maybe after the first period, you were thinking like this is going to be a walk in the park. Credit to they called that timeout after it was 5-0. No, was it 5-0? I think it was. Yeah,
No,
because
4. Because they called it
when
on
they
the
called
switch. They called it when they switched Askarov out for
Nedeljkovic.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, because I remember them switching and then scoring that goal within 10 seconds of the switch.
Oh no, you're right.
And then I think they called the timeout. Right.
It was 9 seconds after the switch, and then the timeout was
Yeah, so they got that one. So and then after that, San Jose kind of settled down a little bit. They actually, what was the final shots? They got 26 shots on goal, but in the third they only had 4. So in the first they had 5, in the third they had 4, in the second they had 17. It doesn't really feel that way. I mean, I know they had a better second, but at least that were a respectable number of shots on goal. And there was some luck involved with this one for the Avalanche, because there was some pucks that were bouncing around and were finding the sticks of a San Jose Shark that would just sail it wide. Yeah. Or an Avalanche player would get in front of them, or stick wicket. Like, so it was a little bit of everything. And there was one time where you could see that Blackwood was kind of like, he was sprawling, he was kind of out of position, and a puck went right to some San Jose player. I don't know who it was. And I literally let out, like, oh man, like that's how it's going to end. And he whiffed on it. I was like, they are getting lucky.
Well, and the Josh Manson save, where he got his stick and knocked it out of air as it's going in. And that was the same thing. Mackenzie Blackwood thought he was going to get the cover, goes down to try and cover up the puck, squirts out right to a San Jose Sharks player who puts it towards net. And Josh Manson's there with his stick to keep it out. Like, this is another one, and I know I've said this on here before. In order to get the bounces, you have to play well. When you play better, you become more lucky. And I don't think that's ever more apparent than it was tonight, because Blackwood did play well. He was in position. He made a lot of solid saves, but he was also lucky on a bunch of those, at least
definitely.
2.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. There was definitely some luck involved here with this shutout, but shutout's a shutout. So I want to bring up the hockey stat card now for the Avalanche. And that's, excuse me, just a solid one. You have gamer score for Nathan MacKinnon at 4.23. Lekkonen, let's see. Oh, let me blow this up.
3.46.
Really? Yeah, 3.46. On the defensive end, Cale Makar 3.68, Taves 3.28, Manson 2.58. That's just total dominance. The only one that's a negative is Brock Nelson, and that's a 0.03.
Yeah,
come on.
Like,
so I thought he was fine.
Yeah.
I just
had no problem with his game.
No, and
you know who I did like?
Yeah, go ahead.
I did like Zakhar Bardakov tonight.
He was very good.
If he's going to get more ice time, this is the kind of game like he's going to need. He played really well. He was in good position. He was making good decisions with the puck. I was really impressed with his game. This is how you get those minutes that he's wanting. So,
yeah, he
got to make sure I shout him out there. Yep.
Excellent. And I just wanted to compare this with the Sharks one. And you're not expecting much here when you lose 6-0, but man, is that a lot going to the left-hand side of the screen, which is not the direction you want your individual numbers or graph to go.
Yeah.
How we said Brock Nelson was the only negative on the Avs by a smidge. There's 2 guys total who were positive for the Sharks, and barely. Tyler Toffoli is a 0.29, and Philip Kurashev is 0.16. Everybody else is in the negatives, to be expected when you lose the way that you did, including Celebrini, who's a negative 2.16. So when you can neutralize him, who's just been on a roll, you've done well.
Yeah.
So thoughts on those guys, if you have any.
Like I said, I think just reiterating what I said from earlier, this I think is I don't want to hold this against the Sharks too much, and I don't want to blast them. They're an up and coming team. They're going to be good. They're already showing all those flashes. This is kind of a reminder that they're not quite there yet. Yeah. And that's not a knock on them whatsoever. This Avs team is, as everybody says, an absolute wagon right now. And sometimes, even if Nashville played a decent game against the Avs, who kind of snoozed their way through it. Chicago, a little bit better, but again, played them a little tighter. Sometimes a wagon's just going to roll, and they did that tonight.
That's what they
the
ran
Avs
into.
Came out with the intent of taking charge of this game. So, it is unfortunate for San Jose to have that much to the left, but I'm not going to, I don't think this counts as an insult towards them. I think that is a young team just got hit with a true contender.
An Avalanche, yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
I'm looking at the scores of today too, and it looks like Minnesota did end up winning in overtime. So their win streak is at 6 games. So that's going to be a fun game. Yeah, that's going to be a fun game on Friday. So a winning streak is going to come to an end. The top. So you got the Avs with obviously the 10-game winning streak. Wild with a 6-game, not Minnesota, Tampa Bay with a 5-game, and they must be playing right now, Tampa, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
Tampa, they won. So I think that's their 5 games. So
that would be 5. Yep.
That'd be 5 for them. So those are your winning streaks. Everybody else is either 1 or 2-game winning streak. Nothing is really more than that. So, but one of those one of the top 2 winning streaks is going to come to an end on Friday. Who do you think's in net? Who do you think's in net for that one?
That is a great question. Yeah. I kind of think it's going to be Wedgwood.
I do too, but it wouldn't.
It wouldn't surprise me to see Blackwood
either way.
Start.
No, I mean he's got 2 in a row.
I think you do Blackwood at home, and so here's part of my reasoning behind this thought process too. The home game Saturday is another one of these throwbacks against Montreal. Wedgwood's already got one of the throwbacks, and I know he's got some gear with the Nordiques logo that he's going to want to show. So I think not that should influence a decision, but it honestly might. Right. That might be you're going up to the goaltenders and you're like, who wants to start which game? Because we can put either one of you in.
But if I'm not mistaken, that's the game that Wedgwood got pulled.
When
he was wearing the Nordiques
uniform. That is correct.
So should he be allowed some redemption in that uniform? Again, I'm not saying that's how they make the selections, but it would be nice.
This is great to be in this position where you're like, how do we choose the goaltenders? Well, he already wore the gear.
His uniform. Yes, we're totally basing it on uniform, which is the worst way to do it.
But it's a good position to be in because you don't know which goalie's going to be better because they're both so good.
No. And we were totally wrong on who they were going to bring up. We both thought Taylor McCarr. Ivan gets brought.
Who had a good game.
Yeah.
He had a really good game. That pass to the Kiviranta goal was a great pass.
You keep forgetting that he played basically half the year up with the Avs last year. He played 40 games with them last year. Yep. So he can do it. So yeah, I like him. I think he's
he had a good game tonight as well. Yeah. So
all right,
might see him a little more.
You might. We'll see. Let's get a final break in here. We'll have some more stats and then hear from the subtext people, and of course, a sound check not to be missed. We're going to do that coming up next. Let's hear from Monarch. Let's be honest, most of us can't even name all our financial accounts, let alone what they're worth. Between 401ks, savings, and investments, it's easy to lose track, and that can mean leaving money on the table. That's why you have to start using Monarch, an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or on your phone. especially now around the holiday season, right? You got to know where your finances are. So don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL at monarch.com for 50% off of your entire first year. That is monarch.com. The code is LOCKEDONNHL, and you get half off of your entire first year. Go check them out today. All right, diving into a few more stats here. I just want to go over a natural stat trick and just look at, shots for the Corsi 4 for the Avs at 5-on-5 was 64-40 against. Your all situations 84-62. So you're pretty much, the percentage wise, you're at 60% with 5-on-5. You're at 57.5 at all your situations. So the first and the third periods were where you completely dominated, 38-10. 38-10 in the first. But the Sharks flipped that script in the second. They had 38 Corsi 4 of their own. To 23 for the Avs, but 38-10 is 79% Corsi 4. That's just bonkers.
Yeah.
Bonkers. Your Fenwick is the same, 62-39. Scoring chances for the Avs is 40-32 for the Sharks. High danger chances was 17-15. A little bit, and that's kind of goes to what we were talking about with those shots in close and getting some luck. So I don't think let me find the natural stat trick if they put the PDO up here, but the PDO kind of measures luck basically. I think the Avalanche were getting pretty lucky while the Sharks were getting unlucky. You can look at the heat map and everything that heavily favors the Avalanche. Your lines, the Lehkonen, MacKinnon, Natchez line, 22-11 for your Corsi, so 66% Corsi for percentage. Your expected goal percentage for them is 57%. It's just up and down the lineup. Just for a game like this, it's just the stats are going to be heavily weighed in one direction, which is not surprising. And then finally, your money puck deserved to win-o-meter,
which is almost the most important.
Yes, almost 87% favoring the Avalanche.
Wild.
Crazy. So let's get over to some subtext comments here. We got Adam says, I've had to tell a few family members that don't always watch hockey that this might be one of the best teams I've ever seen. What's better than 2 shutouts in a row? 3 shutouts in a row. And his sound check is You're the Best by Joe Esposito.
Okay.
Killer. Yep. Love it. Are you going there yet? Like, this is the best team that you've ever seen. I mean, we're still in November. This is one of the best starts you've ever seen, for sure.
Easily best start I've ever seen. I don't know.
You need a little bit more time really, I don't think you can tag this team as like the best team you've ever seen until the season's over. Yeah. And know what the end result is. Outside of that, I don't know. I mean, it's trending in that direction, and they are a ton of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Ton of fun to watch. And Kitty just gave a sound check saying we know that they know there were rockers, so they're going to go dominate by 3 days grace. I don't know a ton of I'm not a big 3-day grace fan, so I don't really know.
I like them. This is good. I like original album a lot more than anything else. But
okay, are they still together or are they?
Different front man, but
I
think otherwise still playing. Yep.
Can you change a front man?
I thought there was a health issue.
I
don't remember exactly, but I think that's what it was. I'm not super plugged into that world, but I seem to recall there being something like that.
Okay. If frontman's replaced because of health reasons, keep the band name. If the frontman is replaced because of band dissension, change the name of the band. No longer the same band. Ethan says, I mean, honestly, what's there to say? This team just does not stop. All lines are just causing problems, and you can physically see how demoralizing this team is for the opponent.
Yeah,
he's right. He's right. I mean, like they're at the level right now where it's, you whether you're walking into their arena or they're walking into yours, you already have the upper hand in the mind game of, God, this team is really good.
Yeah.
And we got to play a perfect game to beat this team. Like that's where it is today. You have that advantage over teams before the puck even drops. And that shows in the goaltending, that shows in the the goal scoring, the differential. It's just everything is just piling up, and it's just making life miserable for opponents right now.
Yeah.
It's fun being on this side of it, is it not?
It so is.
Adam says the gap between first place Colorado and second place Dallas is the same as the gap between second place Dallas and 25th place Edmonton. Absolutely running away with this right now. What a team to be thankful for, and thankful for this pod and all the fans. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, Adam. So happy that we could be here for you, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. But I did have to double check that. Edmonton's at 25. My goodness.
Yeah, right. They are in trouble. I mean, Edmonton needs to do what the Avs did last year with their goaltending. Completely revamp it. And this is when the Avs did it. They had already gotten Scott Wedgwood at this point. Mackenzie Blackwood is like another week or two away from when they got him. I was in Disney when that happened. So
nice.
It was close. It was close.
Yeah.
Joe says that was a nasty performance by Blackwood. The Big Ten streak feels really good. One regulation loss at Thanksgiving is absolutely insane.
It is.
It is. It's unthinkable. Sound check for Joe is Victory Lap from Propagandi, who I do not know.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
Look into them. Madam Battleaxe. Avs left no crumbs on the plate. Love it. This team, this was a great way to go into Thanksgiving. Blackwood was just locked in, deserves a shutout. Sound check from Madam Battleaxe. Black Eyed Peas. Boom, boom, pow, because our lumberyard has that boom, boom, pow. I will take your word for it, Madam Battleaxe. The Black Eyed Peas are one of the most annoying groups, in my opinion. But if it fits, it fits. And finally, Katie says, this is a slaughter. Sound check is All I Do Is Win from DJ Khaled, which I know that one.
I legitimately contemplated that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I ultimately decided against it. There were two routes I was going to go for mine. And I'm still kind of in the air, but flipping a coin in my head, I think what I'm going to go with is Tens by Pantera.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Yep. And so, plus,
can't go wrong.
Album came out in 96, makes it coming up on 30 years old, as the Avs are turning 30 years old, and 3 shutouts times 10 wins is 30. Everything lines up. This is the right song.
I mean, come on. That's in the universe. Good Lord. I love it. And I'm going in that same direction with the win streak. And for the first time ever, I am adding an entire album to the sound check. And if you know who I am and the everydayers, I'm a Chris Cornell fan. So anything he does, Soundgarden, Audioslave, the 90s alternative era. And outside of the Cornell thing, like Pearl Jam is my all time. I've seen Pearl Jam live more than any other band.
So you're going Pearl Jam 10?
I'm adding the entire Pearl Jam 10 album to the sound check. It's the only thing that you can do.
I dig it. Totally dig it.
Is that past the sound check? I mean, there were no rules for the soundtrack check. So I've never even thought of adding an entire album, but I'm doing it because
I like it.
Yeah, we're on the same page with you did the Pantera 10s. Pearl Jam 10 full album. There's no song on the album called 10, so I have to add the entire album.
So there was a
listen to it.
And actually I do dig that album, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I did look at an album, but I didn't find a single song on it that would work.
Yeah.
But Flogging Molly's Swagger album.
Okay.
And I was hoping there was something that would fit either a 10 or a 3 shutout. And there wasn't a single song, but I didn't think of doing a whole album.
Never crossed my mind. No, then we'd have however many songs are on that album. We have 20 some songs on the soundcheck in a day, just like that. So
would have been crazy.
Putting those songs up on the sound checks now. So go over to Spotify or YouTube Music. Yeah.
You know what I just realized too?
What's that?
10s and 10. Yep. 10 by 10's 100, 100th anniversary of the NHL. This is all working out perfectly.
Goodness, what is going on? This is creepy. This is weird.
Perfect.
I don't want to go to sleep tonight because something weird's going to happen. So, yeah, go follow those soundcheck playlists over on Spotify and YouTube. Just search for LOA Soundcheck. Volume number 5 is where you can find all the songs from this season so far. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up for today. So, technically, we are into Thanksgiving, or I am.
Yeah.
You're still another hour or so away from it.
Yeah, a little bit of time. Yep.
So, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We are insanely thankful for everybody that tunes into this show each and every day, all you everydayers.
Truly thankful. Over 5,000 subscribers now. You guys on YouTube anyway. You guys rock. Thank you for all of that.
It's wonderful. So enjoy Thanksgiving. Stay safe. We'll be back on after the game, the Minnesota game. We'll record after the Minnesota game on Friday. So make sure you're tuned into that one. So thank you again for tuning in and making your first listen of the day. Always appreciated. He's Mr. Zach Pearson. I am Chris Micieli. It's the Locked On Avalanche podcast. We'll see you guys after the Minnesota game, where, of course, you will have made it through 48 hours. Where you're that much closer to Sidney Crosby being with this Colorado Avalanche team.